Hi, I'm Todd Howard of Bethesda Softworks, and welcome to our demo of The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. The key to each Elder Scrolls title is reinvention. We actually start over each time. So with Oblivion, we wanted to start fresh. We wanted to create for a whole new generation a game that captures those things that excite people about role-playing games in the first place.
Yeah, just hang on a second there, Todd. Could we rewind that? That is such a good idea for this showcase. Welcome back to Cyrodiil, everybody! Or should I say, welcome forward. It's been over 2 centuries since the Oblivion Crisis, after all. We all know how much can change in a year, but what about 200 years? Now, I know what you're thinking. But wait! Where are we going? Oh. Only to a place that Todd Howard would never think to find us. Hey everybody, this is Deagler, lead editor for Beyond Skyrim Cyrodiil, and today we're going to be using the Elder Scrolls to go on a journey through time. Such a beautiful sight, isn't it? Well, let me tell you, it wasn't always. Whenever we design a larger location, like Sutch, we always start with the concept art. Concept art takes an idea and it makes it real for the rest of the team. It really helps to get everyone on the same page and share the same vision. Then, our 3D and landscaping teams start working on actually putting that art into the game. Tailored exteriors and 3D assets really help to bring out the character of a location. And of course, our writing team continues to work on the location's lore, characters, themes, and stories all throughout. So, what do we really know about Sutch? Well, for some real-world context, Sutch is a city that was cut from the development of Oblivion. It was meant to be in the game, but for some reason, most likely budget-related, the city was cut and turned into a ruin. There's no clear lore reason for this, so we're left to speculate on why it's full of bandits during the events of Oblivion. In our own lore, about 100 years after the Oblivion Crisis, some dude named Pavian Mead became emperor, and he was something of a military kind of a guy. He thought it would be a pretty cool idea to rebuild Fort Sutch, given that it's in a good spot to help spank naughty pirates and keep an eye on those sussy red guards over the border. I could probably talk about the real-world lore of Sutch and our project's workflow all day, but I think you get the idea. Instead, we're gonna be jumping straight into gameplay. That's right, we've got some juicy content coming your way. It's time for Sutch. We are going to have such a good time in this showcase. Oh yeah, you can definitely expect the Sutch puns to continue. It's not up to me, guys, okay? We have a quota, and we need to fill it. Anyway, I guess we could talk a little bit about some of the stuff you're seeing here. So, Sutch is really more of a fort than a city, but right now we're in more of the city part. If you live in this part of Sutch, you're either a high-ranking officer in the Legion, or you're related to someone who is. If you're not in the Legion, you'd probably have to pick up a hobby to help kill some time, like drinking in the Might Mended Tavern. Oh yeah, this is my kind of crowd.
For the love of Malakath, no dancing on the
I just
tables,
don't know what
please.
to do, Razir. I know he knows it's insane, but he still insists on going through with it. And to think, if it weren't for my job, I would never have even known about this so-called initiation.
So I can't say I'm shocked to be hearing about this. The 19th Legion well, their standards are extreme.
Extreme. They're going to kill my brother. That's not extreme, that's murder.
Oh, right. The 19th Legion is stationed here in Sutch. The best of the best, so I'm told. Kind of a no-nonsense
Just try
type
to
of
keep
crowd.
the fights outside.
They probably wouldn't appreciate my puns very
Such
much.
is a fort first and a town second, so mind your behavior while you're around. Being an engineer for this fort isn't easy. There's enough work for twice as many of us. Oh, you overheard that? Well, yes, I believe he is. Look, I'm not supposed to know what goes on over at the 19th Legion camp, and I'm definitely not supposed to share that information. But right now, I don't really care. My brother recently enlisted with them, and they're just treating him terribly. This is supposed to be one of the finest legions in the Empire, not some group of boys pretending to be soldiers. It's an embarrassment to the Legion, and more importantly, it's going to get my brother killed. From what I heard, Pretyus is expected to go out at night, naked, and try to wrestle a pack of wolves. If that's true, it's pure insanity. Anyone who enlists and gets assigned to the 19th Legion has to go through initiation. For the most part, it's just a test of loyalty to the Empire, and sometimes it's a reason for the soldiers here to blow off steam by pulling pranks. But they've taken it too far. I've heard so many horrifying stories of their initiations. They need to be put to a stop. Can you help? Well, maybe. I've tried talking to Pretyus, my brother, but he won't listen to me. Maybe he'll listen to you. If you were able to talk some sense into him, I would absolutely be in your debt. Why you will. I didn't really think a stranger would. Scoff. Well, best of luck, I suppose. If you really can convince him otherwise, I'll be sure to make it worth your while.
Ah, well. Boys will be boys, won't they? Just a little bit of naked roughhousing in a wolf den. What's not to love? We could tell her to just mind her own business, but she's not being completely unreasonable. Alright, I guess we should head out to the camp and go talk to her brother. The camp is just outside the walls of Sutch, so while we go on a little stroll there, I'd like to take this time to thank our viewers for joining us today. Without you, life would have no meaning. Let's also take this moment to shine some warm light on the beautiful lands surrounding Sutch. The Gold Coast. Such a change from the cold and bleak lands of Skyrim, isn't it? Yes, this region of Cyrodiil truly lives up to its name. The change in weather and landscape from Skyrim to Cyrodiil actually informs a lot of our design of surrounding settlements and farms, and the culture of those who live there. And given its proximity to Cyrodiil's borders, Sutch isn't the only place in the Gold Coast where you'll find these kinds of Legion settlements.
Come on, look back. What's the point of giving you a hammer if you're too weak to lift it?
I've been swinging this thing around for an hour already, sir. I just need a short break.
A short break? Are the Night Elves going to give you a short break when the time comes?
Here, let me show you how it's done. You just step up behind them and... here.
That's what happens when you stand still too long. Look back. I expect you will have mastered that maneuver by down tomorrow. Keep swinging.
And this must be Thamus's brother. Let's see if we can't talk some sense into him. Seems like a stand-up fellow.
Are you supposed to be here? This camp is meant for the 19th Legion only. My initiation. Where did you? Oh, my sister sent you, didn't she? Look, I made the choice to enlist in the 19th Legion. It is my sworn duty to do whatever it takes to honor that commitment. So I shouldn't even be telling you this, but I imagine my sister already filled your head with something much worse. I have to survive a night outside of a wolf den. But if I can't survive a night near a few wolves, what kind of an elite soldier am I? What? And no, why in Oblivion would I go naked? If I die for the 19th, then that would be the most honorable death I could hope for. Nice try, but no. Seems like the wilds are getting more dangerous by the day. Stay safe out there.
I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed he doesn't have to be naked.
May your armor keep you standing, and may your weapons stand out. If you're hoping to enter Fort Sutch, you should come back another time. They've locked down the fort since the attempt on the vault. Have you now? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying, but I personally oversee the training of every soldier within the 19th Legion. If you have a problem with the way I handle the training of my soldiers, you can bring it up with General Detchen.
Talk to you later.
It's a really good thing that Legane isn't a legate. His nickname would be Leg Leg, or Leggy Legate Legane. I feel like it's worth mentioning as a quick disclaimer that while Sutch may seem complete in some regards, there is still much work to be done. Writing is still being reviewed by editing, implementation is still getting edited content in-game, and QA is still checking the work of everyone who comes before them. What you're seeing now is really just a taste of what we have planned for Sutch. Be not deceived by her golden hues. We could just go straight back to Thamus, but Leg mentioned that we should take it up with the General if we don't like how the soldiers are being trained. Could be interesting to hear what she has to say about all this. Let's pay her a visit. This is the actual fort part of Sutch. Seems pretty cool. Pretty high up, you know, good view. Our level designers really are some of the best in the business. They paid me to say that.
Hello.
Anyway, the General should be somewhere inside.
Can I help you?
Perhaps by your standards. The standards for the 19th Legion exist on a level beyond which most can attain, let alone understand. I trust that Legate Icaria is keeping everyone in line.
Until next time.
Alright, well, Legate Icaria is back at the camp where we just came from. It's probably best to just let it be before we get sucked into another game of upper management ping pong. Doesn't seem like anyone's really apprised of the situation anyway. We've run out of time in our showcase today, so we're not going to be able to see the consequences, good or bad, that result from the decisions we've made here. Todd said it best back in the Oblivion showcase of E3 2005. The key to each Elder Scrolls title is reinvention. And that's what we shoot for with projects like Sutch. That's what we shoot for on the Beyond Skyrim project in general. If we're going to fully reimagine Cyrodiil in a completely different day and age, 200 years after the Oblivion Crisis, we're going to need all the help we can get. We need people who want to collaborate, who want to support, and who want to learn. Dip your feet into learning how to mod for Skyrim by joining the Arcane University Discord server, or apply directly to our project through our website at beyondskyrim.org/Cyrodiil. That's beyondskyrim.org/Cyrodiil. While we continue to flesh out a reimagined Cyrodiil filled with never-before-visited locations like Sutch, we at Beyond Skyrim Cyrodiil only have one question left for Todd. Who's laughing now?